Okay, it's about integer part and fractional part. Nothing difficult. The question gave us data x plus integer part of y plus fractional part of z is 12.7. This is equation 1. Integer part of x plus fractional part of y plus z itself is 4.1. And then fractional part of x plus y plus integer part of z is 2. Equation 2 and equation 3. When I add all these things, we know very well that x is integer part of x plus fractional part of x is x itself. So when I add this plus this plus this, I'll get 2x because this plus this is x and this also x. This plus this is y. Fractional part of y plus integer part of y is y plus another y which is 2y. Similarly, integer part of z plus fractional part of z is z plus another z which is 2z. This is 18.8. Okay, when you divide with 2, x plus y plus z is 9.4. So that is equation 4. Now, from this you remove one equation. One equation, you will get all the data. Let us see. Equation 4 minus equation 1 when I remove. X and x will cancel. Y minus integer part of y is fractional part of y. Z minus fractional part of z is integer part of z. And that is equal to, from this I am removing this, right? So I'll get negative. Obviously I'll get negative. Okay, so if I remove it is minus 3.3. If I take equation 4 minus equation 2, from this if I remove this, from x if I remove integer part, I'll get fractional part of x. From y if I remove this, I'll get integer part of y. From z if I remove this, 0. From 9.4 if I remove this, it is 5.3. Equation 4 minus equation 3. From this if I remove this, x minus fractional part of x is integer part of x. And this is no y and this is a fractional part of z. From 9.4 if I remove 2 it is 7.4. Now this is integer part means it is an integer. This is fractional part means it is always closed 0 to open 1. So out of the 7.4, this is how much, this is how much?
7 and 0.
0.4.
7 and 0.4 it has to be. I cannot take 0.2 here, 7.2 here, not because integer part of x has to be integer. I cannot take 5 here and 2.4 here because fractional part cannot be 2.4. It is only between 0 to 1 a decimal, this is only integer. So obviously this should be 7 and this should be 0.4. So from this we can conclude two things. Integer part of x must be 7, fractional part of z must be 0.4. From this, what can we conclude from the second this equation?
Fraction part of x equals to 0.3 and step y equals to 5.
Yeah. Fractional part of x is 0.3 and integer part of y is 5. And this minus 3.3, we should not say minus 3 and 0.3 because we are supposed to write this as
z equals to minus 4.
Yes, plus
Fraction part of
0.7.
x, y equals to 0.
So you cannot write this as minus 3 plus 0.3, it is minus 0.3. So we have to make it positive. That's why we have to write like this. Now when we compare integer part of z is minus 4 and fractional part of y is 0.7. Okay. So it's nice that we are able to get all the separate parts. So somebody asks you x value. I don't know what did they ask. Some kind of matching thing they asked. Okay. But anyway, x is integer part of x plus fractional part of x. So what is the integer part of x? We got 7. What is the fractional part of x? We got 0.3. So it is 7. Y. Integer part of y plus fractional part of y. Integer part of y is 5, fractional part of y is 0.7. So 5 plus 0.7 is 5.7. Z. Integer part of z plus fractional part of z. -4 and 0.4. -4 plus 0.4, which is minus 3.6. So we are able to find x, y, z values. Okay, after that you can look for the matching one. In the matching, 4 things are there. Fractional part of x plus fractional part of y. 0.3 and 0.7, which is the 1. Integer part of z plus integer part of x. -4 and 7, which is 3. Next, x plus fractional part of z. X we got here 7.3 and the fractional part of z is 0.4, so 7.7. 7.3 plus 0.4, which is 7.7. And z plus integer part of y minus fractional part of x. Z is minus 3.6. Integer part of y is 5 minus fractional part of x is minus 0.1.
1.1.
Yeah. So now we can match accordingly. 1, 3, 7.7. Okay, this is a simple question, but just using one property that x is can be written as integer part of x plus fractional part of x. That is one thing. Second thing is when you have one integer plus one fractional part of different numbers also, you can easily tell what is this, what is this. Okay, if anybody has any doubt, please ask me. Otherwise, if you understood, just copy this and then try to do third matching. All of you, please put on your videos. Okay, I'm going to erase. Does anybody need more time to copy or anybody any doubt?
Sir, wait.
Okay. 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 Now, third question, a bit. There is a small typing mistake at the end of the a bit. F3n of x I mentioned, but it should be F3 of x. Okay. F of x, they defined it as 1 by 1 minus x. F2 of x means f of x. That is, their F2 refers to f of x. That is the notation they're using. Of course, somebody can substitute here one f of x like this, or first substitute the inner part as 1 by 1 minus x. Doesn't matter, either way it will give you 1 by 1 minus 1 by minus x. 1 minus x by 1 minus x minus 1. 1 minus x by minus x, which is x minus 1 by x. Okay. Can anybody tell me what is the domain of f? Domain of f.
R minus 1.
Okay. All real numbers except 1. What is domain of f of x?
R minus 1 comma 0 comma 1.
R minus 0 comma 1, sir.
Why 0 comma 1?
R minus 0. 0. Minus 0.
Only 0, right?
Yes, R minus.
Yes.
Look at x minus 1 by x. X should not be 0. That's all. No, they're right. F of this, at 1 also it is not defined. Why?
Sir?
That is, somebody puts f of 1 in this 1 minus 1 by 1 and will get 0. Everything looks nice, but there's a problem. Okay?
F of 1 is not defined.
Yeah, f of 1 is not defined. Okay? In this step itself, or in this step, here if you want to put f of x here, we know f of x should not be 1. In this, if you want to put 1 by 1 minus x here, you know, that is here at least 1 by 1 minus x should not be 1. This is same as saying earlier, I used to tell 1 by 1 by x equal to x, correct. But if somebody tells you f of x equal to x and f of x equal to 1 by 1 by x, there is a difference. For this, domain is all real numbers, whereas for this the domain is
All real numbers except 0.
all real numbers except 0. 0 is not defined. You cannot say I'll take it up. You can take that up only when x is not equal to 0. When x is 0, you cannot even do that. Right? Okay. So the same thing here. If the inner f of x is not defined, how can that f of x be defined? F of x is already not defined at 1. Okay. So it is an important point. So where are we missing is that this is second part, but the thing is f of x should be defined first of all. We can talk about this or this, but for that first of all f of x should be defined. All right. So if you want to find domain of f of x, f of x should be defined and f of x both should be defined. Okay, so don't look at this. Okay, it is also correct provided x is not 1. When x is 1, you will face problem here or here. Why? Here when x is 1, f of 1 is not defined. And here x is 1 also, this is not defined. So x should not be 1. So right here, while writing this only, we should write comma x not equal to 1, comma x not equal to 1. And write. Okay, so that is where somebody can go wrong here. Okay, so f of x domain is not just because denominator should not be 0, x should not be 0. It is all real numbers except 0 and 1. F of x is not defined at 1. F of x is not defined at 0. Coming to f3 of x, which is f of x. Already we found this inner f of x, that is x minus 1 by x, and that you put in 1 by 1 minus x minus 1 by x, 1 by x minus 1 by x. X will go up, it will become only x. So one may think the f of x is always defined because x, but no. Okay, because if this is not defined, how can this be defined? And this is not defined at 0 and 1. Other than 0 and 1, there is no other problem because this itself is not giving any value where it is not defined. Okay, so for this also the domain is all real numbers except 0 and 1. Anybody any objection? Okay, you have to switch on your video, otherwise it will be sent to waiting room.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, we should do this process of substitution of f of x until we get back the original expression, sir.
I don't know what is that you are asking, but let me tell you something. F of g of h of x. Let us say I have a question. I want to find domain of that. Let us say finally it is 2x minus 3 by x minus 7. If you look at only this, it looks like the domain is all real numbers except 7. But that is not sufficient. If h of x is not defined at 5, you should include that 5 also here. Okay.
Sir, I didn't ask that. I asked that should we substitute f of x in the original expression till we get back the original x by 1 by 1 minus x.
Again, your question is not clear to me. They asked f of x, that's why I substituted. What do you mean by till we get original expression? I don't get that.
Sir, you substituted for f of 1, f of 2 and f of 3.
No, the question they asked about f of x domain only. It is printed 3 and wrong. I said they wanted what is the domain of f3 of x. That's the question, or where it is not defined. It is not 3n3. This n is printed wrong.
I thought that it was n times we should substitute that and
Okay.
get back the original expression.
Yeah, maybe that is also true that they asked, but they should have told the number of distinct real values of n for which is not defined. I think it is not n, it is x. Anyway, what it is the match? Let me see. This is matching third one, a bit the match with q, which is 2. Okay, it's not the number of distinct real values of n, it is real values of x for which f3 of x, this n is removed, it should be removed. Okay, there is no n. Yeah, the question should be the number of distinct values of x for which f3 of x is not defined. If they asked f6 or f9 or f12, also answer is same, but they should mention n is a natural number there. They did not mention. Okay, let us see d bit x square f of x plus f of 1 minus x equal to 2x minus x power 4. They wanted f of 2. Anybody want to give me an idea how to find f of x from this? If this kind of equation is given, how to find f of x from this? We've done 1 or 2 questions earlier. We have to replace x.
1 minus x for x.
Yeah, replace x with 1 minus x. Whatever is here, that we'll try to put it here. Here, if you get x, fine. If not, we'll do one more time. Okay. So I replaced x with 1 minus x. This will be x square f of 1 minus x. This is f of 1 minus of 1 minus x. 2 into 1 minus x minus 1 minus x power 4. Okay, so this is x square f of 1 minus x plus f of x. This is okay, you can leave it, don't have to expand.
So starting x also will substitute, no sir? Starting x square.
It is substitute there also, thank you. This is 1 minus x whole square, here also 1 minus x whole square. Yeah, so wherever x is there, I replaced with 1 minus x. There is also another way to do it. I'll tell you what it is. Okay. But anyway, this is a standard procedure that if you have x here, some 5 by x, we'll replace x with 5 by x, something like that. Okay. Now from these two equations, eliminate what you don't want, you'll get what you want. What you don't want, you don't want f of 1 minus x, eliminate that, and we want f of x. So if at all you want to eliminate this, you have to multiply this with 1 minus x whole square and subtract. Okay. Because they asked f of 2, if you feel this 1 minus x, the expressions are too big for you. Okay, I have to multiply this with 1 minus x whole square and then subtract. Let us do one thing.
Sir,
They want, yeah,
take
simply
some
put 2. Yeah, whatever value they ask, we'll find that only. They wanted f of 2. Let us put x equal to 2 straight away. We will get 4 f of 2 plus f of minus 1 equal to 4 minus 16 minus 12. Okay, now next, I want f of 2, but I ended up with f of minus 1 also. So what should I substitute x as now?
minus 1.
Substitute x as minus 1. This is going to be f of minus 1. This is going to be f of 2. This is going to be minus 2 minus 1 minus 3. Now eliminate f of minus 1, we'll get f of 2. More easier. Okay, so I'm going to subtract this. F of minus 1 will cancel. I will get 3 f of 2 equal to minus 12 minus minus 2, which is minus 9. So f of 2 is minus 3. So mod f of 2 is plus 3. Okay, if you want to know what is f of x also, we would have found by earlier method, but it may come little. I am thinking f of x should be a quadratic expression. What do you say in this question only? I am thinking f of x must be a quadratic expression. Am I correct or wrong?
Yes, sir, it should be.
Yes, sir.
If f of x is cubic, what will happen to LHS?
What, sir?
If I take f of x as cubic expression, ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, what is wrong? Why?
Sir, then LHL, the highest coefficient will be 5, sir, power.
It will
Yeah.
be a 4th-degree polynomial.
Yeah, this is a 4th degree polynomial. If you take f of x nth degree, this into this will be n plus 2th degree polynomial, and n plus 2 should be same as 4 n plus 2. If I take cubic, it will become 5th degree. So, anyway, if you want to can also write, if we assume f of x is ax power n so on, nth degree polynomial, in LHS the degree is this into this together is n plus 2, the highest power. In RHS the highest power is 4. From that we will get n equal to 2, equating the highest powers. So let f of x is equal to, I'm just trying, you don't have to write this, thinking about it. Ax square plus bx plus c. Substitute everywhere. X square into ax square plus bx plus c. Plus f of 1 minus x means a into 1 minus x whole square plus b into 1 minus x plus c. Right side 2x minus x power 4. I guess I can compare the coefficients. X power 4 is there only here. So when I split it, I'll get ax power 4 plus bx cubed plus c. I want to expand this, but little later I'll expand, not now. When I compare coefficients, here x power 4, here x power 4, if I take, I'll get a equal to minus 1. Right side, there is no x cube at all. And here x cube is there, so from that I'll get b equal to 0. Even x square also I can compare. This is comparing x power 4, this is compare x cube. When I compare x square, when you expand this, only a will come, there is no x square. So I'm getting a equal to 0 there. Something wrong.
CX square, sir.
Huh?
BX square. I forgot to.
I forgot it is the x square. So thank you. This is
CX square, sir.
Yeah,
C, sir, CX.
Okay, thank you. So when I take x square, there is here also, that is c plus a, and that is 0. Already a is minus 1, so c equal to 1. So I got already ABC values. So that means my f of x should be based on this, and I put it back in this minus x square, no x term, plus 1. If not, we can check upon this. X square into f of x is minus x square plus 1. 1 minus x means minus of 1 minus x whole square plus 1. And I expand, minus x power 4 will come, plus x square will come, minus x square plus 2x minus 1 plus 1. Plus 1 minus 1 will go, this will go 2x, yes. So we got the function. Okay. So we discussed already one method of finding the function itself. Replace x with 1 minus x, here you will get x. Somehow eliminate f of 1 minus x, you get f of x. We have not done it because it looks like little clumsy expression. And we are only interested in f of 2, so why to do that? This became easy.
Sir, it should be C minus A, no, sir.
C minus A. No, when you expand this, x square coefficient is plus 1, not minus 1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we got f of x is 1 minus x square. So now if we want f of 2, 1 minus 2 square, which is minus 3. So this is method 2, and this is method 1. Other method is almost same like this, but finding f of x and then putting it, which we are not doing. CBT is something very simple, nothing is there. They want f of 1, simply find f of 1. F of 1 is 1, that's it. Okay, anybody any doubt in method 2? Okay, I'm going to erase this. Okay, see, bit very simple. F of 1 is 1 square minus 1 plus 1, which is 1. So mod f of 1 is also 1 now. D bit. F of x is equal to f inverse x. From this, can I conclude f of x must be equal to x then?
Even function.
You are saying even. Why? F and f inverse are equal and even function. What is the connection? Even function definition is f of minus x equal to f of x, not inverse function. No? In the even function, the graph is symmetrical about y-axis, whereas in inverse function, the graph is symmetrical about y equal to x. I don't think they have any direct connection there. From this, can I conclude this? What I mean is, if you want solutions of this, you just solve this, you'll get solutions for this. Am I right or wrong? I'm not saying f of x must be always x. Whenever these two are equal at the time, for those x values, f of x must be x itself. Okay, one may ask where from this is coming. It is somewhat true, but not fully. Why? If you look at the graph, if somebody gives you f of x graph, how will you find f inverse graph?
Reflect it on y equal to x.
Okay. So if at all they intersect, these two graphs meet, where they will meet?
On y equal no.
Wherever this meets y equal to x line, should this also meet y equal to x line there?
Yes, sir.
Let's say I have y equal to x line and one graph is like this. When I find mirror image, these 2 points doesn't change, no? They will be there only.
Yes, sir.
So your f inverse x, whatever is the graph, maybe like this or something. Okay, that should pass through these two. But they are not the only points. You can also get some other points because even here and here also f of x and f inverse x are same. Okay, so it is not correct to say that you just solve f of x equal to x, you get solutions of this equation. But f of x equal to x, when you solve whatever solutions you get, they must be solutions of this also. Because if f of x is equal to x there, it is also x inverse x also. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to see. Even if there is like some f of x is like this, f inverse x will be like this. You can see all the points where f of x and f inverse x are equal, they are only on y equal to x line, nowhere else. But in some other figure, it may happen slightly different, right? But to be frank, I did not like the question. You know why I did not like? Because the function doesn't have inverse. It is not a bijection. Because a parabola, quadratic expression, okay, like this, can it be bijection?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Oh, sir.
Not even 1, 1. They should have told a particular domain and particular codomain. Then it would have been have inverse. Otherwise, not necessary. Right? Yeah. So we need a correction there.
Sir, I think the domain is the range of the options, sir.
No, they are not asking about domain or range. They are just asking points of intersection of f of x and f inverse x. And we'll have two inverses while finding. Which one will you take? Yes.
I got a quadrant. Not a quadrant.
Of course, somebody can do something else. F of x equal to f inverse x. They can apply f on both sides. You can get f of x is equal to x. And then this second one. Somebody can solve this also, some answers will come. 40-degree expression and this.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, your voice is low, sir. There's a disturbance around you.
Yes, sir. So much disturbance, sir.
So much, sir.
Sir, someone selling bed sheets, sir.
Yeah, some street vendor. How is it now?
Yes, better.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, sometimes
Still
my own
selling,
voice. Yeah, still is selling something. Sometimes the disturbance around me I cannot recognize because I am focused on my own speech. But I attended other teachers' classes, not about vendor. Some particular crow or some bird will keep on, shouting or whatever you want to call it. Okay, that noise is so much that we cannot even concentrate on the class. Okay, and I don't think that person who is teaching, he will not know because for him is not focusing on that. Right. Of course, there may be some filters. I think in the Zoom there will be some features where we can filter your audio. I don't know what will happen to that. Okay, now is it better now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. If anytime lot of noise is there, tell me if something can be done. I'll try to do something about it. But my point here is, you cannot talk about, forget about what is the question and all that. You can talk about inverse function only when the function is a bijection. Original function is a bijection, right? Further, they should tell what is the domain, what is the codomain, and all that. So, if the given properly, I would have told you how to do it. Okay? Because you really find inverse function and we are going to solve. Other option is you can take f of x equal to x and solve that also. You will get the same solutions for this. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right now, I'm going to skip. I'm not going to worry about it. Next time, I'll try to correct that part of the question. Okay, we'll go to integers now. Matching odd numbers done. Integers. So we are going to complete this topic. Functions level 1 and level 2. We give 2 parts in advanced material. There are 2 reasons. In level 2, you will find questions where some questions involve calculus. Without calculus, we cannot do some questions. But there are other questions where you don't need calculus. We just thought that if you give too much material, you cannot complete in the time. That's why we just kept in level 2. Okay. So we may do at the end of the first year during revision. But those who want to do it, you can always do it, and you can ask me doubts in WhatsApp or the doubt session that we have on Wednesday. You can ask the doubts level 2. Okay. So level 2 is completely optional. Those are able to do it, you can do it, and you can ask doubt. Okay. Numerical questions. Second one. Sorry, I'm doing odd numbers, right? Okay, first. Yeah, this is for you in the beginning. It will be a little difficult, so I have to give some introduction about this. How to find this again. Okay, here the range is given. They are asking m value and n value. Let us say somebody gives. Let us look at this. 5x square plus 7x plus 3 by some 2x square plus 3. Somebody gave you this FR to R. What is the range of this? Okay, they are going to ask you what is the range of this. Let us say I have a doubt whether number 9 will be there in the range or not. How should I check it?
Sir will equate it to 9, sir.
Yeah. There are some numbers that are connecting, maybe 2 numbers connected to 1 number, quite possible. 1 is connected like this, maybe. Whether 9 is used or not, how to know? If you equate it to 9, do cross multiplication, you get an equation. You should get some solution for that equation. If you don't get any solution, there is no x value which can answer the 9, right? Okay. So when I do cross multiplication, I'll get a quadratic equation. Sometimes I can find the roots. Okay. Sometimes I may get surds. But I'm not interested in what is the root. I just want to know, is there an x value which is connecting to 9? So after doing cross multiplication, I have to simply check delta. Am I right? Discriminant. If
Yes,
b square minus 4ac comes greater than or equal to 0 for this whole quadratic equation, 9 will have free images. If b square minus 4ac is less than 0, okay, 9 will not have any free images, so 9 will not be there in the range. Okay. You can put any number. Let's say whether 2 by 5, can it be there in the range or not? Equate it to 2 by 5, do cross multiplication, get a quadratic equation, find b square minus 4ac. Okay. If it comes greater than or equal to 0, in fact, if it is greater than 0, we'll have two pre-images with the two x values. If b square minus 4ac equal to 0, we'll have only one pre-image. And if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, no pre-image, so this will not be there in the range. So now, what I am discussing now is there in functions, but in second year for you, it comes in quadratic equation, the same question. What is that? Finding the range of this. How to do is take equal to y and then do cross multiplication. We are looking for those values of y for which this quadratic equation we has a solution. That is a domain based case. So that is a range. For which y values there are pre-images, those y values put together is called range. So when you bring everything one side, we get 5 minus 2y into x square, 7x plus 3 minus, let's say instead of 3, I will write some 5 here or some 4 here or something. I want to change. I don't want to put same 3, but you put it what is there in it. 3 minus 3y. Okay, so I'm looking for values of y so that this quadratic equation in terms of x has solution. So b square minus 4ac should be greater than or equal to 0. So that is 7 square minus 4 into 5 minus 2y into 3 minus 3y greater than or equal to 0. Okay, we will get a quadratic inequality in terms of y. It may not be right, but let us say when I expanded this, I got minus of y 3 times y minus 7 into y minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. Let us say I would have got like that. You know what is the inequality solution? 2 is here, 7 here, plus minus plus, minus plus minus, and we want plus greater than or equal to 0. So it will be closed interval 2 to 7. So you take any y value in closed interval 2 to 7, you can get 3 images. Anything outside that, you will not have 3 images. 2 and 7 are not correct. Just apply a rule. From here to here, it is not right. I'm just giving an idea. Okay. So whenever you have a quadratic expression by quadratic expression, linear by quadratic, or quadratic by linear. Okay. Whether you take quadratic by linear, linear by quadratic, or quadratic by some other quadratic. How to find the range? You take equal to y, do cross multiplication, and bring one side. You will get a quadratic equation in terms of x. For that, you take b square minus 4ac greater than or equal to 0. You will get an inequality in terms of y. Okay, that will give you what y values are okay from solution set. During those y values, there will be pre-images. For other y values, there is no pre-images. So whatever you got the solution for this inequality in terms of y, that is the range. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now coming to the present question, they gave the range and they are asking what should be the function. Okay. So we'll repeat the same process. 3x square plus mx plus n by x square plus 1. Let us take equal to y. And do cross multiplication, you'll get 3x square plus mx plus n equal to y into x square plus 1. And you bring one side, you'll get 3 minus y into x square plus mx plus n minus y equal to 0. For this, b square minus 4ac should be greater than or equal to 0. That is m square minus 4 into 3 minus y, and what is this? N. Okay, this is n, this is n, this is m. Sometimes I write n and x somewhat like same. Okay, and n minus y. This is also n. Wherever I kept tick mark, that is n. Okay, that should be greater than or equal to 0. And I expand, what I'll get? M square minus 4 into 3n minus 3y minus ny plus y square greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so there is a minus here. So when I expand, I'll get minus 4y square. These two together is plus 4 into 3 plus n into y, and the constant is m square minus 12n. That should be greater than or equal to 0. If at all roots are there for this as alpha beta, let us it is minus 4 into y minus alpha into y minus beta greater than or equal to 0. I would have got number line like this, alpha here, beta here, I would have got negative, positive, negative. I'll get that y should belong to closed interval alpha to beta. One of them may be open, I'll tell you why later. But it would have come like this. Now for us, if m and n are given, what is that alpha beta? I would have told you. But reverse, alpha and beta are given, I have to find m and n. This alpha beta is given to me as -4 to 3. You may say this is closed, this is open. Why? I'll explain. Right now I'm taking closed, but I'll explain why that is open. Okay, now if -4 and 3 are the roots for this quadratic expression, sum of the roots if I take, I'll get n. Product of the roots if I take, I'll get what from below. Okay, so alpha plus beta should be same as -4 plus 3. Which should be same as sum of the roots of this equation, which is 4 into 3 plus n by 4 minus b by a. Okay, that is -1 equal to 3 plus n, which is n equal to -4. So n should be -4. Next, when I take product of the roots, alpha into beta, that is this by this, m square minus 12n by -4. But alpha beta is -4 into 3. -4 into 3 is m square minus 12n by -4. When bring here 48 equal to m square, this also 48. So m square is 0, so m is 0. So I got m value and n value. So m square plus n square, 16 by 4 is 12. Something wrong? 16 by 4 is 4, correct? Sorry. So m square plus n square by 4 is 16 by 4, which is 4. Okay, now somebody can have doubt why 3 is open. That is because when you take y equal to 3, it's not a quadratic expression. This will become 0, you get a linear expression. Okay, not just a linear, let us say straight away. Okay, let us take the question as it is. I'll put the options m and n back. It is actually 3x square minus 4 by x square plus 1. Okay, now you tell me if I take equal to 3, will I have solutions?
No, sir.
No, because you'll get the x square will cancel, no x term. You get -4 equal to 1, which is meaningless. Okay, because it's not a quadratic expression there. So that's why the 3 is open. So after some clarity, I'm giving this. Otherwise, in the beginning, it was not clear whether the white is open and all. Okay, this is relatively little difficult for some of you because the answer is given range and they want to what is m and n. But before that, we should have done 1 or 2 questions where some question is like this given and we are supposed to find the range. Is it okay? Many of you could follow this solution?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Maybe just for clarity, I can give one question of this type where you can find the range.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, after b square minus 4ac, the fourth step, can you once tell, sir?
I'll explain. Just copy it. I'll explain to you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll give one question. Try to find range for this. Okay, everybody. X square plus 34x minus 71 by x square plus 2x minus 7. I want you to find the range of this. Okay, those who completed this question copying, whether you understood or not, complete the whole thing copying. Try that question, try to find the range, then I'll explain this also.
So is it 71 or 73?
71.
Yes, sir.
X square plus 34x minus 71 by x square plus 2x minus 7. What is 34 whole square? How much is that?
Sir, 1156.
1156. Okay. 34 square is 1156.
Sir, y belongs to minus infinity to closed interval 5 union closed interval 2 to infinity.
2,
Yes, sir, closed interval 2 to infinity.
You said 5 first and 2 this side. Is it right? Maybe here numbers are a little big here to multiply it. I think you should get equation as y square minus 14y plus 45. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Into some
Not
number.
2, sir, 9 to infinity.
9 to, yes.
9 to infinity.
Okay, I should have given another question where numbers are little smaller, but it's okay. Just to give an idea. Okay, I'm not going to write solution for this. You are going to take equal to y, do cross multiplication, get a quadratic equation in terms of x, and check for b square minus 4ac greater than or equal to 0. Expand it. You are going to get y square minus 14y plus 45 greater than or equal to 0. Maybe into some number, I don't know what is that, some positive number. 28 plus 4, I think it is 32. Am I right? It is 32 times only. Okay. So this is y minus 5 into y minus 9 greater than or equal to 0. We did not get less than or equal to 0. Here we got greater than or equal to 0. And we know the number line standard 5 and 9 plus minus plus. So range is minus infinity to 5 closed union 9 to infinity. Of course, here the numbers are a little big for it to multiply and all that may be. Okay, is the method clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay. So now coming back to this question, we done same thing where a range is given and we are supposed to find some part of the details of the question. We took equal to y, we done cross multiplication, brought one side, b square minus 4ac greater than or equal to 0. Here, if you see, y square coefficient is negative here, whereas there we got y square coefficient positive. That's why inequality changes. Okay, because of this negative, if at all roots of this are alpha, beta, I can write y minus alpha into y minus beta, but into this minus 4 will be there. Because of that, after beta, it will not be positive, it will be negative, positive, negative. We want positive, so it will be closed interval alpha to beta. Whether beta is closed or open, we'll see little later. But this answer which we got, they gave it as minus 4 comma 3. So alpha should be minus 4 and beta should be 3. So that means for this quadratic equation, the roots must be minus 4 and 3. So you can find sum of the roots, product of the roots, and equate accordingly. We'll get. Earlier somebody asked doubt about this step. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Others who completed first one, you can read the third question. Think about it.
Sir, once.
Okay.
Sir, alpha comma beta is how? -4 comma 3.
We got answers alpha comma beta, but in the question they said they want the range of this expression should be -4 to 3. We got this as the range, they gave this as the range, so they should be equal.
Oh, yes, sir. Sorry. Yes, sir. Got it.
Anybody still doubt about first question? Any part of it?
Sir, why you took beta as open brackets?
Yeah, in the beginning it will not be clear. Okay, but I'll tell you at the end. Let us say I'll make it closed and this also closed. If you actually take the question as it is, you will get closed only. But one thing you have to notice here, this is not a quadratic expression. You may say, what is there, x square into something, x into something constant? It is a quadratic expression. No. If y equal to 3, this will become 0, right? Then is this a quadratic expression then? Then why are you checking b square minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0? So right here we should write y not equal to 3. That case only we are doing this. When y equal to 3, we should treat separately. Because of that, this open comes. Right.
Okay, sir.